During the course of this live broadcast, we're going live on YouTube, and I'm live on YouTube in a moment, and also live on the Amazon Live website. So let's switch over to Amazon Live and send Amazon Live live. Taking a slightly different route today from the Be.Live studio over to OneStream, and then from OneStream over to Amazon Live. It says it's live on OneStream, and I'm just waiting for the signal to come through on my iPad to go live on Amazon Live. We need either, I've got the go live signal, so I can run back to the studio, and we have got literally 5 seconds to spare. 3, 2, 1, and we're live. Hello, Facebook, and hello, Amazon Live. Today, we're going to be looking at a range of products, some of which I own, some of which I will own. And today in Devices, Devices is a place which is, I've just checked it, it's 97 miles from London. It still takes 3 hours on the bus because the bus goes via Heathrow Airport, and we say hello to Roland, who can actually see me live. And I'm just going to check my website to see whether we're actually live there. In fact, that's an idea. Okay, so I'm just checking that we're actually live. Roland is a good friend, also lives in Wiltshire, supports Warminster Football Club. If you want to help Roland, then go over to Warminster Football Club. And thank you. Good. All is good in Devices at the moment. I hope your journey through Devices today was pleasurable because the sun's shining at the moment. Right, I'm just going to check, and yes, I'm live, and Roland, who can actually see me live, Roland is watching, and I'm just going to right, okay, so now that we know that I'm live, and during the course of this live broadcast, anything can happen, and if you're watching on Amazon Live, I'd like to say thank you, and hopefully we'll be live in a moment. Okay, now up above the description of this live broadcast is a link to Amazon Live. If you click the link to go to Amazon Live, you'll have a whole new experience, because when I refer to items in the carousel, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm closing a tab down and coming back to me, and we should still be live. You'll get a totally different experience, because on Amazon Live, you not only can you see me and what I'm doing, but you can actually see everything that's down in the carousel. Now, I've got 36 items in the carousel today, and they range from microphones and cameras and everything to do with live broadcasting. My Fitbit is in there. Everything to do with keeping fit is in there. And what I'll do when I'm actually showing you a product is I'm going to do this and switch back to my original office. Okay, so this is my green screen behind me. It's a Logitech green screen. You can see it down in the carousel, and you'll see me using the fact that I have a green screen throughout this live broadcast. Okay, now the first thing I want to look at today is probably one of the best-selling cameras ever been. And that's the Logitech C920, and that's why I've got it in hand. This is a Logitech C920. Now, I've had this camera. Let's just switch angle for a moment. I've had this Logitech C920 camera for 5 years, and I've not had a single problem with it. It's 720 in 1080p, which means I'm broadcasting in 720. So you're not seeing me at full resolution today. You're seeing me at 720. And I'm obviously not using this camera because this camera's not plugged in anywhere. It's got a USB-A connection, and it plugs into your PC, your Mac, or your laptop, and it simply works. Your operating system, be it Windows or Mac, will recognize it straight away. You've no need to do anything, because this is the most used camera in the world, in my world anyway, in the live broadcasting world. I did a survey in the Be.Live streamers community group on Facebook, and majority, in fact 80% of people were actually using Logitech camera. Now it goes like that, okay, you can see, and it just fits over the top of your monitor. Okay, now it's better if it's a freestanding monitor. I've got a 27-inch BenQ monitor next to me, which is down in the carousel, you guessed it. And that's his favourite place. That's where my Brio is living at the moment. And it just goes over, and it's very secure because of the way that it's been designed. If you don't want to put it on top of your desktop or laptop, what you can actually do is you can get a tripod stand, screw the tripod stand into this hole there, and use a tripod. And if you put it on a tripod, then you can move it about your desking. Yeah, so that gives it more freedom than actually being fixed on top of your monitor. Okay, it's, as I said earlier, 720 1080p. We're broadcasting in 720 because Amazon Live say 720 is what you shall use, so we do. It's wide angle. You can go 65 degrees, 78 degrees, and 90 degrees, widening the angle that's actually being shot through the camera. It is ultra reliable. As I say, the 920X is the current generation. This is the 920, and I've had this for 5 years, and I've not had a single problem with it. And you may have had sound problems then, for which my apologies. Anything that can go wrong. All right, okay. We should have got rid of that. Thank you, Roland. Okay, so the reverb has now gone. Okay, I know why that was. I was expecting something to go wrong today, but not that. And that was sincerely my fault. So my apologies for that. You should be able to hear me clearly now. You shouldn't be able to hear me with any reverb going on. So this is, and over to Roland. Roland, you're doing a sterling job. That's fixed it. Okay, that has fixed it. Okay, just one button was the problem. I just had to click the one button, and we're right now for the rest of this broadcast. Okay, and I'm going to click that button as well. I'm going to be doubly sure that everything's working as it should do. So if you've got somebody who's thinking of starting live broadcasting, then the C920X is the best choice. It's $59.99 today, and it's 14% off. Now, let me explain. Some of the items in the carousel, because I'm broadcasting live, have an extra discount. The C920X is one of them. If you click the link during this live broadcast and you buy during this live broadcast, you'll get 14% off. That's where it works. These are live broadcasting discounts, which you can get by clicking the image down in the carousel on Amazon Live, and then you can take advantage of the discounts that I'm actually able to give you today. But this is a workhorse, no problems at all. If you've got somebody who's thinking of live broadcasting, then this is the camera you can actually get them. It doesn't take any adjusting whatsoever, but if you have a Logitech camera, you should go to logitech.com site and download Logitech Capture. Logitech Capture is a free piece of software from Logitech, and basically it allows you to control your camera. And with it, I'm taking my life in my hands here because I might never get back, but I'm going to try this anyway. With it, you can zoom in, okay, you can zoom out, you can pan, okay, and tilt, and pan and tilt. So you've got total control. This is basically live, and if anything goes wrong, what I'm going to do is, you can see my green screen doesn't cover the wall, but if I zoom in, and I am attempting to zoom in, then I can get it pretty close to covering the full wall and still show my head on screen. And what I want to do is to move the pan back so that if I pan, let's just adjust this whilst we're live, just to show how easy it is to actually pan. That's as close as I'm going to get. I'm going to press apply, press OK, and that's what Logitech Capture can do. It can also, if we stay with it a moment, and I go to settings again, I'm going to show you something, and I hope it doesn't frighten you off. Okay. I can change the white balance. Now my color is going to change. The one you're seeing at the moment is a fair representation, but as soon as I push this button, then my color will change. Okay. So I can have a white balance. Okay. And it's just one button, and you press it on and you press it off, and then you're back to your normal tones. The other thing you can have is exposure. Now, this is important. If you're not in perfect light, you can switch exposure on. I'll show you what I mean. I'll just switch exposure off. And that's what I would look like if the camera wasn't adjusting the light. Okay. My room lighting is not good enough. So when I switch on the exposure, that's a lot better. You can see me now. So now you see me, now you don't. And that's by changing the exposure using Logitech Capture. And hopefully, if I come back to screen now, you can actually still see me. Okay, so all the controls, brightness, contrast, zoom in, zoom out, all taken care of by the Logitech Capture software, which is free and downloadable from the Logitech.com site. And it doesn't matter whether you've got a C920, 920X, 922, 925, or 930, or even a Brio. The software works. It's designed for all Logitech models. Just download it, install it. It will recognize your camera because it's looking for Logitech cameras attached to your PC or Mac. Once it's done that, then you can use Logitech Capture in any program. You use it as a camera in Zoom, or on Be.Live, or on Restream, or wherever you actually happen to be broadcasting from. This camera with Logitech Capture, you've got greater control. Okay. And I'm going to put that camera down now. So this is an ideal first camera. Okay. And we all, back in the day, 6 years ago, when live broadcasting took off, we all started with this camera. This was the camera of choice for everybody who was broadcasting. Okay. So let's move on. And I'm going to put the camera down. Okay. Now I can't show you. I'm just going to go back over here. I can't show you the Logitech Brio. And I can't show you Logitech Brio because I'm actually using it. It too uses Logitech Capture, but it's a 4K camera. It's capable of capturing and recording in 4K. You can record direct from the Logitech Capture software. You don't have to do anything else. If you're doing a piece to camera, rehearse first. Then having rehearsed, go to Logitech Capture, press record. That's it. You don't need to go anywhere else. And you'll have up to a 4K recording available, and you can then upload the video to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and anywhere else, including your website if you wish. Logitech Brio is 4K, 1080, and 720. So I'm broadcasting at 720 today, which means that you can't see, well, let's just say that the 720 as a resolution is flattering. Okay. And I'm grateful for that. And over to Roland. And Roland is saying, just a moment, we'll wait for the comment to come in. It sounds like a great camera. It is. First, thank you, Roland. Okay, now just to note, Roland's actually watching on Facebook Live, but thank you to everybody who's watching Amazon Live. Do appreciate you spending your time with me. And we're going to be looking at cameras and microphones and other things which are actually in the carousel. Whilst you're watching me, there are three things that you can do. First is if you wish, just as Roland is doing, you can say hello, but say hello on Amazon, just in the comments. Now, about the comments, this is very important. If you enter a comment whilst I'm live, I will try my best to respond to it. Okay. And if I don't know the answer, I'll do it in the next show that I do. But after this broadcast is ended, the comments disappear. They can't be seen on Amazon anywhere. So if you want to make a comment and you want to do it fleetingly amongst the people who are actually watching live now, then please do, because the only people who will see it are the people who are watching live on Amazon. So do comment away if you have any questions, and I'll do my best to actually answer them. So Logitech Brio is a 4K camera. It's down in the carousel at the moment. It's a featured item. It is $159.99. And if you click the link in the carousel, you'll get 20% off. Okay, so that discount of 20% is active whilst I'm live. I can guarantee that if you click that, instead of paying $199.99, you'll pay $159.09. That's guaranteed. In my hand is an iPad. Okay, and that's what I can see. I can see that 13 people are watching live. Thank you. And I can see your comments on the iPad. Okay, because on my desktop, because I'm broadcasting live, I've only got 2 tabs open. One is my broadcasting studio, which is Be.Live. And anywhere you see this logo, and I'm just going to apply it. The logo in the top right-hand corner, that's the Be.Live logo. I work for Be.Live, and I'm a content creator for Be.Live. In addition to that, I'm also an Amazon insider, which is how I come to broadcast to you today. Okay, so I'll leave the logo there for a minute. Okay, so Brio is 20% off today. It is a snip 20% discount on a camera. I've had this camera for the last 18 months, and I've recorded in 4K using Logitech Capture software. I've recorded in 4K. I can go out to YouTube in 1080, and I can go out to Amazon Live in 720, which is a very kind resolution to be going out at. The 720 and 1080 refer to the pixels, and the greater the number, so 1080 is greater than 720, the more pixels being transmitted over the internet. They're going from my Be.Live studio to Be.Live, and then to OneStream, and then from OneStream to my iPad, and then from my iPad to Amazon Live. The whole technology of this just blows me away, that I can sit here in Wiltshire in England, which is 97 miles away from London, and you can see me throughout the USA, and you can see me live. You can ask me questions live. You can make comments live. Okay, now the other thing that you're actually listening to is, and you're listening to this now, is the Audio Technica AT2020. Now, I can't give you a greater demonstration to actually be using the microphone at the moment. And over to Roland again. And Roland is saying, just checked, you're out on Amazon. Great, there's barely any time lag in the two. Right, okay. I'll come back to that question. It's a good point. Okay, I'll come back to the reason for that. Okay, in a second. But you're actually listening to the Audio Technica AT2020. Now, this is the microphone that I've got at the moment. And it is a great microphone. It's sat, just to show you the microphone, possibly. If I bring it, I can't actually get it on. There's the microphone with the blue light. And my voice is quite possibly oscillating as I do that. Okay, see what? Let's go here. And you can now see, that's better. Okay, I can do it properly now. This is the, wow, this came to me. Audio Technica AT2020. It is $87 today, which is 12% off. And this is a very good mic. You're actually listening to it at the moment. It has the tripod next to it, and it just sits down on the desk, and you just plug and play. USB, the other end of this cable is plugged into my computer, so I'm not going to unplug it, but you are able to see what the microphone looks like, and yes, I can let go of it. That's it. It's a very stylish microphone, and basically, I don't do the boom arm thing. Okay, basically, I'd rather talk face to face than be behind a microphone, but we're all different. This just rests solidly. I mean, this is quite a weighty piece of kit, but it is a good microphone, a solid microphone, and it was recommended to me by Mike Phillips. Now, Mike is a good friend from the Blab days. Yes, I've been broadcasting 6 years. And I was listening to one of his broadcasts on Facebook, and he's a well-known podcaster as well as a man of the cloth. And I thought, that's a superb sound. What microphone are you using? And I asked him, and he said, well, I'm using the Audio-Technica AT2020. So I went over to Amazon, placed my order, and the microphone arrived the very next day. It's been with me ever since. It's a very trustworthy microphone. It simply performs, and the sound quality is good. Now, sound quality on live video is so important. Hopefully mine is good, and I'll come back to that in a minute while I take a question from a comment from Roland. Just a word about the technology that we're actually using today to do this, to actually broadcast to Amazon Live. Be.Live can broadcast to Amazon Live, but because I go to other different destinations, I broadcast from my Be.Live studio to OneStream, and OneStream broadcasts to up to 30 other destinations and Amazon Live. Now, today it's just Facebook and Amazon Live. That's the only place I'm broadcasting to. So Roland has found me, and I'm happy about that. There is, if I broadcast to Facebook, there is a 20-second delay between what I see on screen and what you see on screen. And that's because of the technology. When we're actually broadcasting on Facebook and able to show the comments on screen, we need to use the Facebook API, the Facebook Application Programming Interface, which is a way of giving software developers access to Facebook. But it means that the video is sent from Be.Live to Facebook, and then from Facebook servers to Facebook. And because it's going from my desktop to Be.Live to Facebook to Facebook servers and then Facebook desktop, there is a delay of 20 seconds. We're not using the Facebook API. We're going direct from my desktop over the internet to Amazon Live, and nothing happens to the signal. There's no processing takes place. There's no processing needed. My signal is already processed by Be.Live, and Be.Live send this signal straight to OneStream, which goes to Amazon Live. There is little or no lag, and Roland's observed it's a 2-second lag. RTMP, which is the method that we're actually using to do this today, is real-time messaging protocol. And that's a way of transferring video, sound, and data. So video is what you can see, sound is what you can hear, and data is when I put up on screen and say that I am in Devizes in Wiltshire. That's text, that's data. So RTMP can transfer video, text, and data, video, audio, and data, and it transfers it all at an amazing speed, so that you're seeing me, as Roland just said, you're seeing me on Amazon Live 2 seconds behind what I'm actually doing in the studio. This is marvelous technology, and it's made a lot easier by having an external camera. When we start out broadcasting, you should just use your own camera and microphone built in to your computer, whether it's a Windows PC, a Windows laptop, or a Mac device. When you get started, do use your internal camera and microphone, because you've got to get well, you've got to decide whether live broadcasting's for you. I mean, it's not for everybody. Let's be said, less than 1% of the world live broadcasts in this way. I mean, it's just me on screen in front of a camera talking about my passion and knowledge, which is live broadcasting. Not many people do this. By the way, if you are interested in doing this, then do drop me a line and I will help you go live. If you're thinking about going live in 2022, then I am most definitely here to help. Okay, so that's Logitech Brio. And the Audio Technica microphone, which is 12% off today, and you're listening to it now, so you can be assured of the quality of it. Now, I've made a decision that what I'm going to do every month is get 2 new pieces of kit, because I own 75% of what's in the carousel. I'm going to get 2 pieces of kit and I'm going to talk about them. And down in the carousel at the moment is the OBSBot Tiny PTZ camera. Okay, now I first saw this when it came out back in April, May 2021. And I was fascinated because this is a camera that can actually track your movements. Okay, and I ordered this yesterday from Amazon and it will arrive tomorrow. So my OBSBot is on the way. But in the meantime, what I can do, because I'm researching this too, what the aim is, and if you join me on this journey, it would be good. What I'm doing is I'm buying a piece of kit, learning about it over the weekend, and then going live the following week using that piece of kit. Okay, so I'm live 9 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday. Okay, so you can catch any of my shows. And when you join me on the show next week, I won't, in addition to my Logitech Brio, I'm just going to change things up. Tell me if you can actually see. I'm going to hide the second me because I don't need 2 of me on screen at the same time. If you can actually see this, because I think this is magical. And I will have this will arrive tomorrow. And there may well be an unboxing tomorrow. Although I am the world's worst unboxer. And you'll have to see it to believe it. If it is to be unboxed, it will be unboxed tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, because I'm going live an extra show this week just to catch up, because over Christmas I had a holiday and I've got to catch up now and broadcast more. So you'll see a lot more of me in the coming days. Now to Roland again. And just to confirm, superb to barely a letter difference. Brilliant. Okay. So hopefully you can actually see the OBSBot on screen now. I'm just checking with Roland. Was tuning in just for the bad unboxing. Right. Okay. Yeah. I'm okay. I mean, obviously, when you get a new product, I'll come back to me for a minute. When you get a new product, a new piece of kit, especially for broadcasting, you're excited, and I'm excited now, and I know it's on its way from Amazon UK, and it's so. Do you ever, when you place an order with Amazon, do you actually track the delivery? I do. Yeah. So starting tomorrow morning, I'll be tracking delivery, and we can actually see in the UK, it's probably the same in the US as well. We can see the delivery driver out on his route, so we know how close he is. Absolutely brilliant. Modern technology, love it. So yes, I'm excited, and I'm excited because of this camera. Now it looks like no other camera you've ever seen, but let's just go through. I'm just going to go through the spec, and forgive me for a moment. It's the OBSBot Tiny PTZ camera, AI powered framing and gesture control. It's got gesture control. It has gesture control. Now, it only has 2 gestures. That gesture, with your hand up like that, means zoom in. Okay? And then the second time you do it, it means zoom out. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to learn when you're getting an OBS bot camera, OBSBot. The other one you need to know is stop and start. Yeah. So those are the commands. Once you've learnt those commands, and they're not too difficult to remember, so put fingers together, otherwise I'm going to confuse the bot. Then you know how to control it with your hands. There is software you can download to your mobile. It gives you further control. But the magical thing is, if I go back to the page and over to Roland, right, okay, I am being careful with the gestures. Things I'm not trained. I'm house trained. Okay, so you can use gestures with it to zoom in, zoom out, start and stop tracking. Now, this is important because what this camera does, unlike other cameras, is it will track your movements. So I'll give you a live demonstration even before I get the camera. Okay, this is what the camera does, and this is why it's special. Okay, I'm about to just let you know, this is intentional. I'm about to stand up. Okay, now I'm using the Logitech Brio camera, and all you can see is there. Okay. On Monday, when I'm using the OBSBot, when I stand up, the camera will follow me. And instead of seeing my jacket, you will see my face, which means that I can do demonstrations. I can, let's go back to here and put this full screen. I can move about my office and I can demonstrate products moving about the office, and the camera will follow me. That's what OBSBot does. It's 1080p, okay, and it follows you. It follows your face. It does facial recognition, and it can. I saw a demonstration this morning where a guy was actually just running around the gym, and the camera follows every movement perfectly. So I'm quite. Look, that's why. That is why I am so hyped up about the OBSBot, because I've got a use for it. Okay, buy kit if you've got a use for it. So the OBSBot is arriving here tomorrow. Okay, and I may unbox it on Friday. Okay, or can I wait a day to unbox it? Or I might record the unboxing. That way, Roland, if I record the unboxing, I can edit the bad bits out. Yeah, that's the answer. Okay, I may do a live unboxing. I may relent and do a live unboxing. But I'm so excited that is actually joining me and becoming part of the cast tomorrow. So this is the OBSBot, or OBS bot for those who are familiar with the software, and it's a full 1080 at 30 frames per second. It's AI powered PTZ camera, which uses deep learning neural networks. Computing achieves auto tracking, AI tracking, and auto framing. Okay, and let's just scroll down, and we're not bothered about the alternatives, but there it is in all its glory. That is the OBSBot Tiny, and it was the actual launch of this was crowdfunded. AI tracking with auto framing. I told you about the two gestures, so it's got gesture control. It looks great in any light. In other words, it's got light compensation, and we can tell the difference between the two images. I don't need to tell you about it. You can actually see it. It's got unparalleled privacy. When you're not using it, you just lower the camera and that's it. It's not working. It's switched off. It's easy video calls, noise cancelling built in, two-axis gimbal. This is important to me because basically, as I said, it's going to track me around the room. But in addition to that, it can also track downwards, so I can use it as a superb desktop camera. It's plug and play, it's USB, and it's got a magnetic mount, which you can either mount this on your monitor, or you can mount it on your desktop, or you can mount it on a tripod stand. And there you have it. OBSBot, AI powered. Now there are two OBSBots, and the second OBSBot is just been released, and that's a 4K HubSpot. Now, I had a choice to make. Do I go for the 4K HubSpot, or do I go for the one that's available now? And part of me said wait for the 4K. The other part said buy the one now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy the HubSpot 1080, and it's arriving. As I say, it's arriving tomorrow. And then later this year, I will buy the 4K version. We're not going to be able to broadcast in 4K. I mean, internet infrastructure won't let us broadcast in 4K, but what we will be able to do is to record in 4K. So I'm going to train myself with the HubSpot, get used to actually using it, and then I'm going to come on screen and talk about it. And if I scroll down this page, as I scroll down, not up, okay, and going down a bit further, I'm trying to get down, and there are all the ratings. It's got good ratings. So we have it. The HubSpot Tiny. I'm just going to refresh the page. Give me a second. I'll come back to me. I'm just refreshing the page. Okay, because I just want to refresh the page. I've just realized that it may well have changed since I went live. Okay, and I just want to sort of check what happens. I'm just waiting for the signal to show that it's actually there. Watch out, this AI, it might take over your house. I'm going to keep it switched off when I'm not using it, rather than then it can't do anything, because if it's switched off, it can't. But I mean, this technology is just so amazing, and it should be available at such a price. Okay, let's try again. I'm going to take off, and I'm going to go back to the page, and I'm enjoying this as much as you are. I've got to be honest here. So it's AI tracking with auto framing, 2 gestures you can use. It's light compensation. It's got a 90 degree field of view. It's got noise cancelling microphone. It comes with a microphone, and there is a video, which I'm not going to play now. But if I zoom down the page, as I'm going down, you will actually see the details of what it can do. And I'm going to be reporting about this in my live shows from Monday. We'll swap between the Logitech Brio, which you're watching now, over to the HubSpot, and I'm going to call it HubSpot because otherwise OBS might get upset. And you can watch the videos about it as we go down the page. Okay, so that's the HubSpot. As you can tell, I'm going to hide and I'm going to stop the share. As you can tell, I'm rather excited at the prospect of the arrival of the HubSpot. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the logo off screen. Okay, so I have no logo. Okay, that was the Be.Live logo, by the way. I work for Be.Live, and these shows of me personally as an Amazon insider and influencer. And it's basically because I've been here so long. I've got so many followers on Twitter, so many followers on Facebook. I've got friends around the world, including Roland, who's saying, beware the AI. Okay, I shall be very careful with the AI. I do promise. I won't get too carried away. So, the joy of buying something new. So, as just to reiterate, what I've decided to do is I'm going to buy 1 or 2 new products a month and include them in the carousel after I've got to know them. So I'll be learning all about HubSpot this weekend, and you'll see me live using the HubSpot from next Monday. I'm live every single weekday now at 9 a.m. Eastern, which is my 2 p.m. in the UK. It gives me a chance to wake up and plan for the show and everything before I broadcast live on Amazon Live. If you're watching me live on Amazon Live now, thank you. If you're watching me on Facebook, thank you. And a special thank you to my good friend, Roland Millward, who is actually making the comments as we go along. Okay, so Stephen, you're going to change your camera. You're going to go from a Brio to an HubSpot. What about your microphone? Good question. I'm also, before the end of January, going to change. I have a second microphone. Okay. And my second microphone is down in the carousel at the moment. It is the Elgato Wave 3. Now, I'm very fortunate in that I do live broadcasts and I have guests. And when I have guests on, they all bring their own microphones. And I did a show back in December with Rick, Alec, and Brigetti. No, not Rick, Alec, and memory's gone, Roland. Help. What's the name I'm looking for? Anyway, let's go with Rico and Alec. And Alec had this very microphone that's featured down the carousel now. It's the Elgato Wave 3. Now, obviously, I was able and over to Roland, and Roland is saying, Marco, no. Okay, keep on guessing it's a lady. Okay, part of my mind's got a complete blank at the moment. Don't worry about that. So I was able to listen to Alec using this microphone. Now, Alec works in Switzerland. He works for Volvo, and he is working on autonomous cars, in other words, self-driving cars. And he had some fascinating stories to tell. And whilst he was telling them, he was telling us why he chose the Elgato Wave 3. Not only is it the quality of sound on the Wave 3, and you'll hear the sound next week or the week after, but it's also the fact that it comes with a mixer. Now, to me, this is the golden feature. In other words, it acts as a microphone, but it also has its own mixer, so that through the microphone, you can send desktop sound. That is magical. To be able to send desktop sound through a microphone. I mean, normally, to get sound in a microphone, you put your microphone near your monitor speaker, and the sound comes through the monitor speaker, and it is less than good. The sound just doesn't work because you're transferring from one unit to another, and there's all sorts of problems. Okay, but imagine that you can take your desktop sound and you can route it through your microphone. To me, this is my reason for buying the microphone. Not only the quality of the sound, but the fact it has its own on-screen mixer. And I can switch my microphone, my voice off, and I can switch the computer sound on, which is brilliant. I have there's a word of explanation. There's a UK website called mixcloud.com. Let me just write that down for you. Because if I'm telling you a story, I might as well tell you the whole story. And give me a second. Oh, hang on. This is not going well. I'm just taking a breather. Okay, now I've got it. I use a UK-based website called mixcloud.com. Don't go there now. Go after the Amazon Live broadcast. You can easily remember it, mixcloud.com. Mixcloud.com have negotiated licenses with all the major music publishers, which means that I can go live on mixcloud.com as a live video DJ, and I can play the Rolling Stones, I can play the Beatles, I can play Def Leppard, In Excess, and Kylie Minogue if I want. I can play any kind of music I want. And when I finish my show, Mixcloud analyze it and they send royalties to the artists. So the Stones will get some money, the Beatles will get some money, and Kylie will get some money if I play Kylie. But the problem with that is that at the moment, in order to broadcast to mixcloud.com, I'm using OBS. Okay, now OBS is a brilliant free piece of software, and it works like clockwork, and I just go live on OBS and I can play music. What I've wanted to be able to do is to go live to Mixcloud from my Be.Live studio. Now, I can't do that at the moment. I can't do that at the moment because system sounds are not available in my broadcasting studio. You're getting there. But as soon as I actually get the Elgato Wave 3 microphone, I've got a mixer. And I can bring the Elgato Wave 3 into my studio, and I can talk like I'm talking now, and then I broadcast out to mixcloud.com, and then the music can come from my music software. And the sound will go straight from the software, straight through. Magical. So that's why I'm actually looking forward to getting the Elgato Wave 3 with built-in mixer. Obviously, you can plug your headphones in there. You can adjust the gain. You can adjust all sorts of things. I will tell you more about it when I've actually got it. Like one thing at a time. Okay, so I'm doing the OBSBot, and I'll have that this week, and then I'll do the Elgato Wave next week. Yeah, so a new piece of kit, which means that we can all enjoy the newness of actually using something for the first time. And OBSBot is going to be amazing, and the Elgato 3 with music is going to be amazing too, because that means that I'm going to switch to the other camera now. Okay, so let's switch cameras. Bring it into the broadcast, and I'm going to put it full screen. Okay, so you've got me, and what I'm going to do, because this is a continuation of what I've just been talking about, down in the carousel thingy is the TreBlab HD77, which is this. Okay, now this can play music, but if I was to try to show you or let you listen to the music, first I've got to get over the copyright issues. And the second thing is, it would be going through the microphone, but it would not be as good as the Wave is going to be. So when I get the Wave microphone, I can actually demonstrate this product to its fullest. Okay. In the meantime, this is a portable, rugged outdoor speaker that also works indoors. Okay. This is the TreBlab HD77. It's about the size of a can of Coke. Okay, slightly larger. It doesn't weigh too much. It's got a beautiful covering, sensually beautiful covering, and it's made of plastic. Okay, durable plastic. It's got 4 buttons on the top. It's got the power button. It's got decrease volume and increase volume, and it's got pause and next track. Okay. On the bottom of the unit, and you have to excuse me a moment. As I said to Roland a moment ago, I'm not the world's best demonstrator, but I'm doing my best. You have a port, which I'm hopefully pointing to, and that port is where you actually charge it. Now, it's simply USB-A to USB-C cable. Charge takes 6 hours, then this unit can run for 20 hours. Okay. I'm going to close that port now. And this, I've been using this speaker now for about 2 months. Okay, it does take a bit of closing because that seal is watertight. Yeah. So that this unit is waterproof. Now, whenever I'm about to buy any products like the Elgato and like the OBSBot, I go to YouTube and I check out the reviews. That's what I did with the HD77. I went over to YouTube and I watched reviews of this, and 2 reviewers took this beautiful Bluetooth speaker and put it in a pail of water. And then took it out again. Fortunately, one of them got wet through, so I hope that's lesson learned. But in both instances, this carried on working. Now, the only thing I can show you this week, until I get my Elgato Wave, is I can show you switching on. I've got to hold it for 3 seconds. And you just heard, you didn't hear any sounds then, but I heard it switching on. You've got 2 LED lights, one either end, and blue means that you're charged. Okay, they go red when you switch off, and when it's out of juice, it's out of power. It is 25-watt speaker. Now, The average room, 20 watts is enough to fill the average room. And this speaker, this very HD77 has 2 speakers in, one in the front, one in the back, 360-degree sound, yeah, and a subwoofer at either end of the unit. And this is quite nifty. The subwoofer, when you're actually playing music through it, vibrates. Now, I think they could do, well, they could do lighting as well, but that's just me. This is designed in the USA by TrebLab. It's an American product. It's down in my carousel at the moment at $79.97, which is 11% off. So this is 11% off today if you press the link in the carousel. Okay, tomorrow it will be a different price. Today it's 11% off. When I've got my Elgato Wave microphone, I can show you, and you will hear this Bluetooth speaker at its best. Now, as soon as you switch the speaker on and you go to your mobile phone, whether it be an Android phone or an iOS phone, go to Bluetooth, you'll see the HD77, connect, that's it. And then you can play your Spotify playlist, or even better, your Amazon Music through this speaker. It's portable, so you can carry it around the house with you. But the other thing is that this is transportable as well. And the idea is this is rugged enough to use it outdoors, which is why they supply both a lanyard, which clips in there so you can carry it, okay, and a carabiner. Now, a carabiner is one that goes onto your rucksack. The rucksack behind me, that's an Under Armour rucksack, by the way. It will then clip onto your rucksack. So if when you in 2022 go climbing Mount Everest, yeah, you can take this with you. You can switch it on, and everybody in your climbing party will hear the music in clear, because this 2 12.5 watt speakers is 25 watts. Okay, this goes up to 11. So you can blast the whole world. When Angelica and I go out for walks, and we go walking in the countryside and around the estates around there, then I can take this and we can just sit down and we can listen to music while we're out and enjoy the view. So I'll be taking this out and about in 2022. It is rugged. It is stylish. It's about the size of a can of Coke. It's on discount today, 11% off. So do think about it. If you click the link, you'll find out all the tech specs of the HD77. And the last thing I need to do is to switch it off, and it will go red. Okay, and you didn't hear the sound then, did you? You wouldn't hear any sound. He said turning. You didn't hear a sound. Okay, that's because, yeah, the HD77 does give off a sound when you switch it on and when you switch it off again. But it doesn't go through my microphone because I am using noise cancellation software. And the fact that I'm using noise cancellation software means that you can't hear everything that's going on about me. And this is the other thing that's important in terms of sound, especially in live broadcasting. You can have the best microphone in the world, okay, and you probably do. It could be a Wave, it could be an Audio Technica. But most microphones will pick up the noises around you. And this is a true story, okay. Last year, we have 3 floors here, 1, 2, 3. And the top floor, bathroom, developed a leaking roof. And we had a rainstorm, and the rain came in. So decision, the tiler came around and said, you've got a decision to make. Decision is this: I can patch the part that's over your bathroom, or I can take the whole roof off and retile, and you've got a completely new roof. Now, doing that obviously adds to the value of the property. So that was a decision that was taken to actually have a completely new roof. Okay, good. But These roofers, you know, they need scaffolding, which meant scaffolding, we're a gable end of row, end of terrace. So we had to have scaffolding on 3 sides of the house. And whilst the roofers stroke tilers were actually working, they had to take all the tiles off and then take all the new tiles up. And then they had to do hammering and banging whilst they were fixing the tiles. Because I was using noise cancellation software and I was still broadcasting every day during the week, nobody heard a thing. I could hear crash bang wallop outside the window, but nothing made it through to my live broadcast. I'm just going to, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Hopefully I'm not broken anything. That's better. No, there wasn't a sound from outside actually went out on the live broadcast. Basically noise reduction software. Now the Elgato Wave has got it built in, so I'm looking forward to that. Just a reminder, I was talking about broadcasting on mixcloud.com earlier, and all good. Right, I'd like to say thank you for watching me live on Amazon. I do appreciate you taking time out of your day to actually join me. If you've got any questions about anything that I demonstrate during this live broadcast, then please do ask. Okay, your comments are only here whilst I'm live. As soon as I finish being live, they're gone. Now, there is one thing that you can do if you wish. If you want to know when I'm broadcasting next, you can press the follow button, which is down below. Okay, and just press it once. I don't get to know anything. Amazon have got your details. Amazon will send you a reminder 15 minutes before I next go live. That's all that happens. So this is not, I'm not collecting your email addresses. I'm not collecting anything. I don't get to see anything. This is an Amazon service. Amazon Live is an Amazon service. I'm proud and pleased as punch to actually be broadcasting Amazon Live. And I'm just blown away. And this is by way of me taking a slight breather. So what I'm going to do, oh, wait a minute. You know, I said earlier that Alex showed me the Elgato Wave, and I remembered Rico. I should also mention that on the same broadcast was Christa Boven from Belgium. And we listened to, well, Chris had an amazing microphone. I'll try and get Chris back in the next couple of weeks so she can talk about her microphone. But just to confirm that as I take a breather, you're watching Lights, Camera, Action, and you are watching Stephen. Let's take that one off. You're watching Stephen live from the UK, and all is good. What would you like to hear about next? Now, I've got 36 items down the carousel. You can actually have a look and you can ask me questions about anything. If there is a discount to be had, it will show in the carousel. So do, whilst it's not rude, okay, you don't have to look at me all the time. You can actually look at the carousel and search across. And also, because I know I'm using the Audio-Technica microphone and it's darn good, then my sound will go with you as you're actually scrolling and looking at different pages. Now, when you click a link in the carousel, it just takes you to the page. Okay, it's the normal Amazon.com page. Okay, so where shall we go from here? And we have choices. Okay, I'm going to go to one of my favorites, and it is over here. Okay, which means for those who've been watching for a moment or two, that I'm going to switch cameras. Okay, this is my second camera. It's on my Microsoft Surface Book 2. Behind me, you can see an Under Armour rucksack, which is not in the carousel. It should be. I'll put it in there next time. And you can see the Fovitech green screen, which is also in the carousel. And the other thing you can see, and I can show it because I'm on this camera, is this stand. Excuse me a moment, moving. This stand is also down the carousel. Okay, one of the things I had to do to actually appear on Amazon Live as I am today is to get an iPad. Okay, but if you've got an iPad, it's got a beautiful camera. I mean, the iPad's down in the carousel at the moment. It's got a beautiful camera. Yeah. So what you want is to be able to use the iPad's camera, but you can't hold an iPad like that and be out and about. You can't hold it like that if you're actually going live, because you, with the best will in the world, the camera will, the whole iPad will actually move. So what you do, you put it in a stand, and the iPad goes into the stand, which is down the carousel, and it goes in like that. So you put it one corner there, you then pull this out, and you can see what's happening. It stretches to actually fit the iPad, and the iPad then is rock steady, because this stand has three, but it's got tripod legs, and it extends upwards to 5'6". Now, I can't show you the bottom of this on camera, but just a minute. Okay, back to me. When I go live with my OBSBot camera, I'll be able to stand up. The camera will follow me, and you'll see the stand from top to bottom. At least that's the grand plan. Okay, so absolutely brilliant. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the gimbal, but okay, this is my home gimbal, which is now, I'm going to go here, my home gimbal, which is the featured item in the carousel. When you go out and about, you've got choices. You can either handhold your mobile phone, and you're going to get some of that. You're also going to be afraid of dropping it. Whereas if it's in a gimbal, in the clamp there, it is totally secure. This is a lightweight gimbal. This is a home gimbal. This is how I've made about 18, 19 videos using this gimbal. And what I do is I go out and about. We go visiting places, and whilst we're visiting the places, we take a break, and I get 20 minutes to actually use my gimbal with my mobile phone. I'm broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and my website. And there's nothing like broadcasting live from somewhere. So over the holiday season, I went out and about with my gimbal. Now, this is, I can show you the gimbal, okay, but I'm going to show you a video that was actually shot with the gimbal. So I'm going to hide that camera because I'm being very careful today. Now I'm going to bring the video in, okay, and I'm going to put it to the side of me. Okay, so can you see a video next to me is the question. If you can, please say, yes, I can, Stephen. If you can't, then the next bit is going to be very interesting. This video was shot, this is Salisbury in England, Salisbury Cathedral, place of pilgrimage, built hundreds of years ago. And we're going to go inside using the home gimbal. The video itself is on YouTube. We're going to see 2 or 3 minutes of it. If you want to watch more of it, then just go to YouTube, and all you need to do on YouTube is to type in my name, okay? And Stephen Healey, Salisbury, Stephen Healey, videos, Stephen, just type my name, you'll find it, is what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm going to take it that this video is actually capable of going full screen. So the video is now full screen. I'm going to put the gimbal down. Just a minute, that's the gimbal going down. And then I'm free to switch my microphone off and press play. Let's go around Salisbury. Walk around. It is a great place to visit. There's something about Salisbury. And say hello to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Twitch. Hopefully I'm live on my website too as we take this walk around Salisbury Cathedral. This is going to be a short broadcast, but hopefully it's a successful one. I can't see your comments because I'm actually just following around the cloisters. Okay, now the plan is we'll walk around the 4 sides of the cloisters and try and avoid people. But Salisbury for centuries has been a place of pilgrimage. Just in the same way that pilgrims in Spain go on pilgrimages, then this is one of the places that people from Europe used to come and visit. We're about to go past a door in a moment, a very special door. So we head towards the end of the corridor, and this piece is closed off. There are gardens through that door. We can go out into the gardens, but we're coming up the third side of the cloisters. And if I go over here, then I can give you an idea of what he said standing up, what the cloisters actually look like. It is a beautiful sight. As I just pan round to the cathedral itself, and hopefully I can just climb down again. Okay, 1, 2, we're down. Okay, so now on our right, and it will be described in a moment on this poster here, this is the chapter house. And the chapter house, we can sort of look through the glass, but that's where there is one of the copies of the Magna Carta from 1215. And it's one of the original copies made at the time of the original. It's one of only 3 existing copies of the Magna Carta. And if you go through that doorway, then you can read and see the story of the Magna Carta. And then you can read the document itself, which of course is in Latin, which is where a Latin education comes in handy. And now we're going down the 4th side of the cloisters. Sorry for the wobble. And again, I don't know whether I'm live. Right, I think I'm live, and I think I'm moving. Okay, so that was Salisbury Cathedral with the home gimbal, and this is said gimbal. It's probably the best investment you could make, because when you're out and about actually videoing, and Corinda, if I'm moving, can you tell me? When you're out and about videoing, then you're actually getting steps on your Fitbit, and therefore you are keeping fit. So shooting mobile video is an amazing way to actually keep fit. And that's one of the reasons that I do it at the weekend, is to actually go out and shoot live video, enjoy being there, and the recording lasts forever. All the recordings that I've made of live video are actually over on YouTube. And just to thank you to Corinda, thank you for your comments. I'm going to have a word with the engineers after this broadcast and see if we can get to the bottom of whatever problems are actually occurring. But this is live video, and with live video, occasionally things are going to go wrong. We know that's going to happen. So what I'm going to do is, whilst you can see me here, I'm actually doing something in the background, and I'm going to close that. Okay, bear with me a moment. I'm making adjustments, and I'm going to change my camera whilst I'm live. This is a very daring thing to do. Okay, and hopefully it will work, and I'll be able to come over here. Okay, right. Okay, I should now be totally live. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay, and I've closed the piece of software that I was using. I'm going to take my name off screen. Okay, and we're back to me. Okay, so gimbals, great for exercise. You're actually, first of all, you're getting exercise. The second thing is you're making history, you're recording history. So that's Salisbury Cathedral as it was in December 2021. And people can find the video. Thirdly, they can find the video on YouTube. And if you're looking for Salisbury Cathedral, they'll find my video. If they're looking for Stonehenge, they will find my video. So it becomes more than a personal memory. If you're lucky enough to visit Stonehenge, then brilliant. if you can't visit Stonehenge, then you can take my guided tour on YouTube anytime you like. Now, I do play short videos during my Amazon Live broadcast just to give you a taste of what's possible with the home gimbal. So you've just been watching Salisbury Cathedral using the home gimbal. It holds your phone steady, protects it if it fell to the ground, and the resulting video is semi-professional to professional, a lot better than just using the camera. Gimbal, great investment, and a great way to actually keep fit as well. Okay, now the final thing I want to talk about today, and and Don. Hello, Don. Thank you for actually commenting, and it's good to see you. Thank you for joining me. Now, at this stage, Marco Novo would have lights flashing, music play. I'm not that sort. We're all different. So I'm not going to play any music, but I do celebrate the fact that you've actually commented, and along with Corinda. And I do appreciate you actually spending time with me today. Okay, just a reminder, if you've just joined us, you are watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. And I'm moving. My camera's not frozen anymore. Okay, to celebrate that fact. Okay. Right. The final thing I want to talk about today is down in the carousel. And I'm just going to find it, then I'm going to talk about it. Okay. Let's get myself closer to the screen. Look at the camera. Okay, the camera's up above on my BenQ monitor, which is down in the carousel. Right. The house that we live in is stone built. It's not brick built, which means that it's very difficult to lay Cat 7 cable throughout the house, and expensive. That means that we have to rely on Wi-Fi throughout the premises, throughout the house. Now, when we first got the Wi-Fi, we used to use, the units that plug into your power socket, and they transmit Wi-Fi all around the building. Yeah, they work after a fashion. Okay, but it's not the best solution. I'm coming on to why, because what would happen is we put one of the plugs next to our Samsung television, and we attempted to watch Amazon Prime. And if we were watching a movie which was 90 minutes long, every so often it would be whirring whilst it was buffering. And if we sat down to watch a 90-minute film, it would take 120 minutes because of the buffering. Now, we thought this was normal, okay, but it's not, is it? I mean, let's be fair. I mean, you've got better internet speeds than we have in the UK. As I said, we're 97 miles from London, and our national service provider doesn't know where we are at the moment. So we have not got the option of ultra-fast broadband. So we can't do anything about the signal coming into the house, but we can control the signal that's in the house. Now, the unit that are down in the carousel at the moment, the TP-Link Deco, were actually recommended to us. Now, TP-Link Deco is a British product, and basically you can see the 3 units. You order it from Amazon, it arrives in a beautiful package. You take the first unit out, you take the cable, you plug it into the back of your router. You switch it on. It will automatically connect, stage 1. Stage 2, you download an application to your Android phone or your iOS phone, one app, same app, and you set up the first TP-Link unit. Okay, you set the first link and you set up a password for everybody, and you can have a guest password as well. Okay, so you set up 2 passwords, you make a note of them somewhere safe. Anybody in the house gets the password, the guest gets the guest password. Okay, that means that they can't come back and stand outside. Well, never mind. So you set the first unit up. Then you take the second unit out of the box and you put it in a different room. You switch it on, and that second unit will pair with the first unit automatically. You don't need to do anything. You go back to the box. You take the third unit out of the box. You put that in a different room. Again, power it up, and that will connect to the other 2 units to make 3 Wi-Fi points within your building. Now, you can add more if you want, but we found that 3 is sufficient. All I can say is, and this without fear of being contradicted, is that the TP-Link Deco works flawlessly. Yeah. You're watching me on Wi-Fi now. Angelica has been teaching. Angelica teaches German, my partner Angelica. Angelica's been teaching. We've both been able to broadcast at the same time. And I'm on Wi-Fi. Angelica is wired, but I'm on Wi-Fi. So this tests to the quality of the signal that you're actually seeing now on Amazon Live. That this is from a TP-Link Deco, which is about 4 feet away from me. Now, true story. I do a broadcast, and I'll be doing it again tomorrow. Blubbing for Britain. We've been broadcasting for 6 years, and tomorrow is episode 309. And it's a gang of 4 of us from Aberdeen, from Solihull, and from Stoke, and me in Wiltshire in England. And we get together every Thursday morning, 5 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. in the UK, and we just talk about, well, everything really. But Peter Stewart, who's one of the gang, was looking for a Wi-Fi solution. Now, his problem is possibly not unique to him. He's got a home office which is in his garage, which means that that's an extension to the house. And what he wanted to do was to lay Cat7 cable from the garage through the outer wall, through an inner wall to the router. Okay, now a discussion took place. And I know the end result of the discussion. The answer was, no, you can't put a cable through the house. So what do you do next? So Peter asked me and I said, what do you recommend? I recommend that you get the TP-Link Deco. She's down in the carousel, said I. And Peter messaged me 2 days after that and said, I ordered the TP-Link Deco straight away. I installed it without any problem whatsoever. And it is the best thing that I have bought in 2021. Now, you can't say fairer than that. I know other people, after I've spoken about it, have gone on to get the TP-Link Deco and celebrated the fact that they have a good Wi-Fi connection throughout the whole of the premises. Okay, now what I'm going to do now, and hopefully this will work, just bear with me a moment. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to go with a window, and I'm going to bring that up on screen, and I'm going to take myself off solo. I'm going to hide that, and hopefully, no, you've still got 2 of me. Just a minute. What I want is one of me and one of those. Okay. So you've been watching Lights Camera Action with Stephen, all about webcams, microphones, video gear, audio gear, live video, and Fitbits. We didn't talk about Fitbits today. We did mention them, but we didn't actually talk about them. Now, I'm live again tomorrow, but I am not on my own. I think I'm right. Okay. I'm live. Excuse me a moment. I should be live with Marco on Thursday. Okay, so I want to say, and hopefully I'm still alive, not that I don't think I've frozen or anything, but I'd just like to say thank you for watching me live on Amazon Live. Thank you for spending time with me. I'm here 9 a.m. Eastern every weekday. I get the weekends off and we go gimbling. But thank you for your time. If you have any questions about live video, please do ask them. And I'm going to go to the comments. I mess up with my live. Okay. Corinda is live broadcasting. Corinda Marley, who's actually posted down in the comments, is live now. If you want to go and watch Corinda, amazing guy. And I shall see you over tomorrow, hopefully 9 a.m. Eastern. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Goodbye from Wiltshire in England. Signing off. Bye for now.